Hi friends! It's Misty with the Josephine County Youth Foundation, here to build with toy bricks. They will look something like these with you or your kiddos. I tried to get on using the computer, so I had a larger screen, but it's gibbered up. It won't do it. So here we are with a phone. So we're super excited to have everybody possible join us. If you have any questions, if you want to know how to do something specific, type it in the comments and I will do my best to answer them when they come in. So I hope that you are here this morning and you're up and you're smiling. It's Monday and we're going to have a great time. So what do you guys want to build? I don't even know if anybody's on here. Anybody? No? Anyways, so I have people texting me with their questions. So, hi Joy, or Sabin, or Mason. So, we're going to build something. I don't know what you guys want to build. Hi Keely, I'm glad you could join us. Hi Jen. So we can do really anything with Lego, and that's why I love it so much. You can build, well, in my office I have card holders, business card holders, all of that jazz. So, I don't know what Keely wants to build, but she's here with us, so that's fun. So I guess I would probably start with building, I don't know. Let's find a cool piece and start there. My favorite thing to build are creatures. Just weird creatures. I have them sitting around the house. I think Nick loves them. I think they're his favorite. Maybe not. Okay, so I have 2 bins of Lego next to me. One of them is not very full, so I got a second one. But I didn't want to get too many because I know that some kids don't have as much Lego as I do. Big shocker. I have a lot of Lego, but that's okay. So, we can start with, I'll start with a plate. So we call these plates, they're the flat pieces. And then we have these types of pieces, these are bricks. And then you can do 3 plates, make 1 brick. See, so if you don't have the piece you want, but you have the plates that will fit, you can stack your plates to make a brick. It's kind of fun that way. So I'm going to start building a creature until somebody tells me what they'd like to build. So I'm going to start with this piece. And then I like to add volume to my creatures so they're not just flat. And one way to do that is with upside down angles. See this? I'll put it on my forehead. See this? This is a nice piece because you can put it on the underside of things and make it look angled. So if you have another one of those, you can do it even better. I have a single. That's an upper angle. So what I like to do is collect pieces into a pile and then see which pieces I can use the best. Because sometimes I don't have enough of the piece that I want, and I have to get creative and use the pieces I have instead, which is one of the things we'll be learning. So I'm going to be on here live every weekday from 10 to 11 a.m. Unless somebody says, hey, actually this works better and everybody agrees, then we can do it earlier or later. It doesn't really matter. I'm here in the house all day long. And I know most of you guys are too, so let me know if you guys have something specific you want to build, and we'll build it. Why not? A unicorn? Oh, I love unicorns. Okay. Well, I don't have to build the creature. I haven't super started. I've just been looking for pieces. So, a unicorn, Sabin, how great. So, I actually built Titus a unicorn a couple years ago, and it's an evil unicorn. So it's black and purple, because those are the best colors for an evil unicorn, of course. And it turned out great. So let's find some unicorn pieces, shall we? So I'm going to find some, we should build it I like to build smallish creatures because then they're, they don't get too out of hand. So we're going to start, Sabin, start finding the pieces that you think would work for unicorn. So I'm going to start with, here's the thing. I like these 3x2s. See the 3x2s? But here's the problem. Most bricks come in even color or even numbers, not odds. So when you have an odd number, it makes it really difficult to find all the pieces that will work. So I suggest for starting, you start with even numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, however many it may be. Because again, otherwise it turns into a bit of a nightmare. Well, that's a good piece. I will probably do black just because, well, I have a lot of black pieces. It's a pretty widely made color, which is nice. Oh, that's a cool piece. We're going to save that piece for our next build. All right, Sabin, let's see. So these pieces, these one bys actually do really well for legs of tiny things. They do really well. And then on the bottom, what I like to do is find, one of these, because these are great, but they're not as stable. But if you do these on the bottom, check this out. It adds a whole little stand. They're my favorite for feet. All right, I'm going to find some. Okay, I've got my black 1x1 brick so that we have one part of a leg to our guy. Sabin, I hope you're finding pieces for your unicorn. I'm digging for mine. So this will be the problem, is that when I'm digging for pieces, I can't see my screen. I hope you guys are enjoying building. Ooh, a good angle piece. Sabin, you're going to probably want some angle pieces too, because angles give body. Ooh, another leg, another leg. Ah, beautiful. Okay. All right. So one of the things I love about these building bricks is that it doesn't even matter what brand you have, because they all work the same. They may not connect as tightly as mine. I like to use a specific brand, but, they're all the same to me. The other brands have cool colors and cool shapes that I don't have. Okay. All right, Sabin. I've got a couple great pieces started here. So, I have not been able to find a 2x4 brick like this. See, I have two pieces that I'm going to connect to make one. See? And then on the top, I'm going to start collecting my things that I need. I might just have to find a plate. You have to find a way to cover the cracks on this, otherwise they're just going to fall apart. They don't stay together if you don't do that. So, we're just going to keep on looking. So, I know those of you who build Lego are pretty used to this Lego digging situation. So that's what you do. And frankly, I could dig forever to find the pieces that I want, but I'm really just trying to find the pieces that will work so that I'm not wasting everybody's time just digging through bins. And what you cannot see is that I have already, I'll just show you, check this out. So I have you guys sitting on my laptop, and I have my pieces. I'm collecting my pieces as I go, and I set them aside so I don't have to redig them out. Nobody wants to redig out pieces, so even if I'm not sure I'll use it, if I think I'll use it, I'll still grab it and set it aside. Hi, Emma! Some of my students are watching, and I cannot even tell you how much I miss them. This whole home quarantine thing. Not all it's cracked up to be. All right, so I found a 2x4 plate. See, so I'm going to stuck my plate at the bottom to hold it all together. See, so now I have a brick plus a plate, but we'll just make it work. If we make it any different, we'll just have to, you know, alter it. Sabin, how's yours coming along? Decently, I hope. Okay, so another piece that I really love to use is called a jumper plate. And the reason I like them is because, oh, that's not one. When you have two studs, you can't put anything in the middle of it. You can't put anything in the middle of it because otherwise well, there's nothing to make it centered unless you have a jumper plate. Jumper plates, aha, are like this. See that one single stud in there? I wonder if you can, oh, there you go. See, it's just got one stud. So when you put it in the center, now you can put something in the middle of your build. It's one of my faves. So now we have a place to put our unicorn neck or tail. You're really going to want 2 jumper plates for this. So when you find one, grab it. And really, any color will do. That's the other great thing. You can build with any color. Or mix it all up and make it super bright and colorful. That's the kind of stuff I have in my office. The more colorful, the better. One of my other favorite things to use on my builds are these little wedges. I call them cheese wedges. I don't know what their actual word is, but see, they're 1x1 little tiny single stud wedges. And I like to put them on the backs of creatures and things in different ways, because it will either add body to it, see, like that, or I like to mix them up and have them all go different ways, so it looks like you have lots of hair, brick hair. It gives it different shapes and such. It's super fun. So that's what I like to use those pieces for. And I will probably put those all over the top of this. I need another jumper. A jumper plate. Ooh. Well, here is a bright green one. Maybe we'll just do black and bright green. Bright green isn't a super made color, so we'll just wing it. So one of the things that I also do is collect different colors of the pieces that I want or possibly need, simply so that if I don't have the color that I want, at least I have the piece that I want. So, with that, ooh, one of the great pieces for tails, I found another wedge. We're going to stick that wedge right there on the back. A great piece for a tail are those, how do I explain the piece? It's a single stud flat on the top. It's a plate, but then it comes down in a curve. I'm going to find it. Ooh, that's a good piece. Okay. So, it's like, I have to take some pieces off of it so you guys can see. Okay, so it's like this, but smaller. But smaller, right? So it's a single instead of this ginormous piece. It's smaller and it will tuck right along your body. I'm going to save this one on my computer just in case I can't find the other one, because now we'll have it. And if you wanted, you could start putting little feet on, little legs. since we have those. See, this is where having a 3 wide would come in, because then you have a space between your legs. I can't remember how I built Titus's. I have 3 so far. All right, so there's also another thing. You will have pieces like this. These pieces are awesome for so many things. So you can put them sideways on here, right? So you can't really see the hole. But also, if you needed a piece that has a stud on the side, but you don't have that piece, you can make it with these. Like with one of these. See this fancy piece here? Check it out. And then this fancy piece with a hole in it, you stick this one in here. And then it makes it with a stud. And then you can stick other things on the outside of it. And they'll spin. Fun stuff right there. And that's why I love Lego so much. Found another leg. Okay. We're getting there, Sabin. Oh, I found a dark green wedge. We'll set that aside. Ooh, these are great bricks too. These are called Travis bricks when they have 5 studs on them. Those are super handy, especially when you're building out. Ooh. A blue wedge, but also I found my tailpiece. Boom. So now you can add something to the bottom of the tail if you want, or not. It's entirely up to you, which is what I love about Lego. Oh, look. Translucent blue wedge. Like you could add something like this, but I like to use this piece as a horn. It's a great piece for your unicorn horn. So we'll set that there. So with my builds on this, I am trying not to be complicated. I like to build complicated things sometimes, but in this type of setting, hopefully some kids are watching, we want to make it super simple. Okay. Another translucent blue wedge. So I think for the neck, I would probably just do a stud or 2, because you don't want it too long, you know. I'll just put a single stud there. Then you've got your tail. And now you need a head. So for a head, I would do, what's my best option here? You could do this piece. So I'm going to take my stud that I just put into this piece out, because I think this piece, for now, might work. I'm going to try it. It's not my ideal piece, but if we did, well, let's see. What's my best option? So, oh, pink wedge. We'll hold on to that. Another pink wedge. All right. I found a lovely pink tile. So tiles mean there are no studs on it. It is a flat, shiny on the top. No studs, just tile. Those pieces I love. I use those a lot for mosaics. Do a little mosaic on these. What? Whew. Another wedge. All right. I've found a lot of different color of tiny wedges, so we have no shortage of those, which is pretty fun. I could do a lot of fun stuff with those. That one has a sticker. Okay, we really are trying to find a good piece for a head here. What is the best piece for a head? I just don't like that. It's just not big enough. I was looking at using one of these. It's not ideal. Not ideal at all. This is the tough part, is finding pieces that you can use instead of the pieces you really want. So I'm not finding the pieces I really want in here either. This is one of the downsides to not having organized Lego, just random bins. Random bins. We call them random because they're not organized in any fashion. So when your mom tells you to organize your Lego, I'll tell you the best way to do it is by piece, not by color. I tried organizing my Lego by color once, but then you just have a sea of red, and it's really hard to find the piece you want when all you see is red in your bin. But if you do it by piece, right? So if you said, hey, I've got 2x3 plates, it's really easy to find your color in that bin that you want when you know it's the right piece. So, tip, organize by piece, not by color. Okay. I think my issue is that I went too small. It's so tiny. I feel like I should have gone slightly larger, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. Because it is doable. It's just not ideal. So if I did that piece, I could go just trying something here. That is not right. This unicorn is giving me fits. Sabin, what did you find so far? Is that a broken piece? No, that'll do. That'll work. It's not ideal, but okay, so I have this. These pieces are kind of cool. I like these ones. And they come in two different forms too, so I'll explain. Okay, so this is a brick with a stud out the front and a stud on the top. This one has this tiny lip right here. See? See that tiny lip? Those are nice because when you put a tile on them, it fits flat. It's very flush. Some of them are regular bricks with studs out the front, but they do not have a lip, so it doesn't, here's one. So that when you put something on it, it adds to it instead of it being flush, see? So, this is kind of fun. I like these. So, you can go, and while this does not look like a horse face or a unicorn face, you can also take a regular brick and stick it right on there, and then you have kind of a face, right? And then we have our horn piece from earlier. Okay, super simple unicorn. Super simple, but fun. And then, of course, you can do better. I mean, you can do other things with it too. You can say, hey, how can I make this better? Well, you could find different pieces than this, but this is a good rudimentary start for you. Merp, merp. Can't remember the pieces I used for Titus's, but I think it was wider and therefore made it a little different. So, there you go. Super fun. All right. So, what else do you want to build? Mason, any suggestions? Anybody else watching that has any suggestions? Super simple unicorn. I'll start building a creature. I'm going to use this brick to start with. I'm going to make a teensy tiny creature. So this is a fun one because it has 6 studs, 2 on each side and 2 on the top. And I like these because I can then add my little wedges to the sides and or the top. Give it some personality, if you will. I also like to build myself in MIDI scale, which is larger than a minifigure, but smaller than a giant. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of fun though. So I'm just putting little wedges on the outside of this, kind of facing up. Oh, there's a different color one. So it looks like. So it looks like this. And these guys obviously are not going to have very many legs because there are only 2 spots. Which means we will have to... Ooh, maybe I could just do a single leg, but I will need a different type. So, if you find studs that are hold studs instead of solid studs like this, right? So if you find hold studs, it will fit in the bottom of this, right over this tube. Did you know that these tubes came into play in 1958? Lego prior to that didn't have any. Super fun. So we'll do a little base so it stands nice. And then, ooh, what kind of piece should I use here? I'm going to use this piece. That's the front. Merp, merp. And then the back. I mean, this is a teeny tiny creature. I don't want to use the same piece in the back because that's boring stuff. Try not to do the same piece both sides. And then so Lego is fun because you don't have to have a lot of pieces. You can just be creative and be silly and have fun with it. Teeny creature. Burp, burp. He'll be friends with the unicorn. They're both sitting on the computer right now, enjoying their life. We'll take them apart at the end because then tomorrow we can reuse these pieces. Okay, so one of the challenges that I give kids all the time in my camps is a scoop challenge. And the point of a scoop challenge is to keep kids, their brains moving, makes them think differently about their pieces. So, as I said before, I would dig all day long to find the piece that I want versus the piece that is more available, right? So, one of the things that I do for kids is a scoop challenge, and what that is I'm going to scoot out my bin and get my lid. So I have this giant lid here for my bin. And what I do with kids is I have them scoop just this much Lego, just this much in their hands, not with their arms, just their hands. And then they set it on the floor. And then we do a timed thing. And I say, okay, you have 5 minutes to build an elephant. At first, when we start this challenge, it's pretty hard because kids are not digging it. They are not having it. And they like to use the C word, can't. We don't use that word in my camps. So they talk about how they can't do it, but they can. See, so here's my scoop of Lego. And then what we do is we set a timer for 5 minutes. And the point is not to find the pieces that you want to build with, it's to use the pieces that you have. And does your elephant look just like an elephant? No, but you have to try and figure it out. And you know what? By the end of the challenge, by the end of the week, the kids are so into the challenges, they love it because they're looking at their pieces differently than they want to, or like they wanted to. So, with the scoop challenge, you are limited to your pieces. No begging, borrowing, or stealing. That's one of the rules. And then so once you've got your Lego bricks here, or your building bricks, you just go with it. Well, let's see, what can we do? One of the cool things that I love to teach kids is that between these studs, you can fit a plate. So you can, if you just need height, you can fit it between there like this. So once I teach them that fun building trick, the world opens, because now you can use your pieces in different ways. So we build elephants, we build different animals, we build spaceships. What are you guys building? I don't see any comments. I just see that people are watching. Hi! So we can do, what is this? We'll do this way. I'm just going to build a fun spaceship. Oh, what kind of pieces do we have over here? I'm doing my scoop challenge, so I don't have a lot of pieces to work with, just a few. Ooh, that's a really great piece for spaceship. Sometimes I change my mind on what pieces I'm using altogether. This piece is awesome. So I don't know what kind of pieces you guys have. Everybody has different kinds of pieces based on what kind of sets they have, what kind of bricks they picked up somewhere. So that's one of the things I love about working with these bricks, is that you can go to your friend's house and they'll have different bricks than you do. And then you got to figure out how to use their bricks, because they have cool bricks and you have cool bricks, and they'll come to your house and they'll be like, what? Where did you get this cool brick? That's why I love it. Because I do find a lot of different kinds of bricks. You know what one of my favorite things was that they stopped making? They're called Mixels. They were the coolest creatures. Ooh, I just found this little engine piece. I'm going to stick that on my ship too. If you guys are building, I want you to take a picture of your thing and post it in the comments or something, so that we can see what we all built. While we're stuck in our funny state here of not being able to go do things with people, it's fun to stay connected, even if it's through showing people your build. And I like to see what other people build. It gives me good ideas. It gives, somebody something to do. Hi, Julia. Or maybe it's not Julia. Maybe it's one of the boys. I'm building a spaceship. I wonder if I can find another piece of that. We'll see. Ooh, you know what would work there? A jumper. Let me find a jumper plate. Oh. I don't have a jumper plate. Not over here in my scoop challenge. I have a plant, though. I do have a plant. We can put that on my spaceship. You know, maybe my inhabitants, my spaceship inhabitants, maybe they're hungry. They might need to eat. Oh, I do have 2 of these. Oh, and I have a jumper. Oh, I have a jumper over here. It's just attached to another piece. All right. I love jumpers because now I can do this for my tailpiece. Needs wings. Ah, there we are. Great piece for wings right here. Well, it's looking more like an airplane than a spaceship, but still needs wings. Still needs wings to fly. Right? Maybe we're making an airplane instead of a spaceship. True to Misty form. Never works out. I have some tires, but I don't see any axles, so they may not get to be used. Oh yeah, we can use these. It's an antenna. Merp, merp. We're sending our beacon. And just in case we find another ship, maybe it's a bad guy ship, we're going to need something to weapon. Julie, I haven't been. So I was invited. I have the email. It was right after I started my job. I told them no. Maybe someday. When I want to get more complicated. For now, I'm building these. Simplistic. Very simplistic. We're trying to keep it super simple. We're trying not to confuse anybody. Have you been watching it? Is it awesome? Do tell. How's my boy anyway? Some angles. Found an upside down angle. I'm going to put it on the bottom of my ship. Because then it gives my ship some body. I'll bet he's going stir crazy. That's why I started this video. So I'm going to start doing this every day, Monday through Friday, at around 10 a.m. Because then it gives kids something to do for at least an hour a day. My kids are going crazy too. Yes, I know. He's not. Oh my goodness. Well, I miss him. I miss his face so much. So I have a bit of a plane started. Now I feel, for me, personally, the way I build, I want to add some volume at the top. Gotta have some volume at the top, not just the bottom. So I'm going to find some angles. Oh, an upward angle. That may be too tall over the wings. I don't like it. Maybe it just needs another plate. I would say so. I think that made it the best. And then we'll add this down here. And then I just need a 1x2. All right, this is my quick mini guy. I feel like it still needs another plate here. I have a 1x2 plate. We're going to put that on there too. because we can. Quick airplane. Easy peasy. And even if you didn't have one of these fun pieces, still works. You can omit pieces and just build it from there. So I took off this piece because this is a piece that not many people have probably, but you can do it without it too. You just put another upside down angle here. Like here's one. This is a piece I like to use for my creature mouths. Because then it's like, it's kind of one of my favorites right here, my favorites. But if you needed just another upside down piece, then that works too. Burp. Now it kind of looks like a whale. We just transformed our airplane. Let's give it some smaller wingspan. So, fun stuff. What is Julia, what is Nolan building? Something fun? What else should we build? Guess we could just do a creature, since I'm the only one in here talking. Let's see. These pieces are really great too, these hinges for mouths. Burp, burp, burp. The tough part is these are old pieces, so they're kind of hard to find both sides of this hinge, because these are the ones that are like little forks. There are a lot of different kind of hinges. So there are these, there are, I like to call these clicky hinges, because when you click them in, they've got these little teeth on them. So then they're like clicky. They're clicky hinges. They're really tight though. So if you actually want something that's pretty easy flowing, you don't want a clicky hinge. Those things, they're toothed. They have teeth. They're not as easy. Hi, Summer! I have had some of my favorite people come on today during my one hour building. Okay, so the other thing that I love for my creatures are these pieces. These pieces are phenomenal because they add body really quickly, right? You don't have to find all those upside down angles. It's one big piece. It's a 4x4 angle. It's phenomenal. So I'm not going to look specifically for the other half of this hinge, but if I find it, then we'll use it. So that's one of the things I do. I just set them aside in case I find part of it. But in the meantime, I have this piece to use. So see, the angles, they match. They're super fun. It's a great one. I knew you waved, Summer. I could feel it in my heart. Okay, so I just hit the jackpot. Check it. I found another hinged piece with those, and I found the other half of it. So I took it off so I could show you. This is what the other half of those awesome hingy pieces looks like. See, so you've got this, and then you've got your hingy piece. The cool thing about this is that you can put it on either way. So if you want this piece in the back, and you want to open your mouth this way, you can do it that way. Or if you want this lipped piece in the front, you can connect it that way as well. See? Mouth. You can even use this with your piece here. Hi, Cindy! And make your mouth like that. See? Look, we just made the mouth to our creature. So fun! And I like these pieces for a mouth because you can also add eyes to the top of it. Almost like a gator. It's kind of one of the best. Okay, but before we actually finish this, we've got to fill this gap in the back. But it's not, remember we went over plates and bricks earlier, it's not a full brick, so you actually have to find plates to fill it with. So 2 1x2 plates will do. Nope, that's a tile. That's a tile. So for this, I'll just use a couple different colors. I'm not going to waste time digging for blacks. But I can take it apart later and put it the way I want it. Okay, so 2 plates. And then it's your height that you want. And then you get the other half of your mouth and you put it on. So now that we've done this, there are a couple different ways you can do this. So you can do it like this and then connect your body to the bottom of this, or you can take part of this off and put your body in there too, which is usually what I do because it's easier that way. And it connects your head better so your head doesn't just keep falling off. Instead, oh, look, another body. I'm glad I'm bringing up some memories for you, Summer. It sounds like we're putting them on the drawing table. So I've just got this piece for my body, and then I'm going to get one of those little plates. You know what I didn't bring to this setting was a brick separator. What kind of an expert? Just find a new one. I'm not doing it. Okay, so now we have this, and now if we put the rest of our face on, our mouth, then we also have a body that it's attached to. So, what? Super fun. So right now it kind of looks like a snake in brick form. Oh, and come to the realization that sitting on the floor may not have been my best option, but it is the best currently, probably. Okay, so for eyeballs are one of my favorite parts. I get these, and I make my own little studs in them. See, just put that in there for a little stud. We went over that earlier. And then I stick them on here like this. Ooh. These pieces are awesome too, because you can use these for claws, you can use these for noses, you can use these for teeth. See? Now I've got one eye. And then I like to get a single stud, stick it on the eye. I like this. I like making my studs simply on there, simply because if I did something different, it can spin. So especially if you're using those little Mixel eyeballs, they spin around. It just makes them a little more silly. Where? So there's one. All right, I've got my other eyeball piece. Same setup. And now we just need a little stud to put in there. Ooh, these guys are fun too. I like to use these little levers as antennae or eyebrows. Merp, merp. They're much more fun. All right, this guy will have a great white eye there, and then we'll find another little antennae. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to start building his body. So I've got my piece here. Just going to fit it on the bottom. Holy moly. There we go. And then I'm going to, I need another plate for the middle. That one's too long. That one is too long. That one's short. We can just add that one. And then we can always add another piece. Oh, look. And then, so now we're starting. Now I'm going to get this angle and I'm going to put it on there. Because that is going to make my body more of a shape, right? So instead of it being flat, it's going to have some body to it. So we just need to find more angles. The dogs have to say hello always. So now I have 2 angles, see? So now my body is looking more like a body instead of being flat. So we're going to keep doing that for a little bit, but it has been almost an hour. This doesn't tell me how long I've been on, but it's getting close, I'm sure. And I can't stay on more than an hour. So in your comments, I would like for you to tell me what you want to build so that tomorrow I can say, hey, you know, it was suggested that we build whatever it is, and then we will build it together as a team. Because building that way is, well, it's more fun that way. Oof. So, I'm looking for more angled pieces for my creature's body, because the more angled pieces we have, the better off he'll look. And you can add angled pieces to the top of his face too if you want. So what I usually do is I put together a rudimentary one, and then I go back and I fix the things that I want to fix. Because it all changes as you build. You'll just decide, I don't really like that piece. And then you go back. Or at least that's how I do it. I like to rebuild my things many times over before settling. I don't this. Oh, that piece is not good. Ooh. Hi, Rory. Oh, no. Aurora, get out of here. Go. Whew, that dog. Titus is in charge of the pets while I'm doing my Lego. Otherwise, you would just watch me being mauled by pets the whole time. But they're not needy. Not needy. All right, let's see. That's an upside down angle, which would be helpful, except that I already have that. Another one of my favorite hinges are these buttes. See? They're beautiful. And they work for so much. Okay. There's another angle for the top. There's another angle for the top. See, now we're booking. Hi, Haley. See, so we've got our body looking like a body now. And our mouth looking a little bit more like a mouth. See, and then I'll add teeth later on as we get farther along. And then when I find another one of these little levers, we'll have another eyebrow. And then if I find better eyes, I'll just implement them as we go. Super fun. Oh, these pieces are great for corners in the back when you want to make your body, you know, not flat on the back. You have these lovely corners. I'm going to save that for later. Oh. Too late, I dug over it. Couldn't find it in time. All right. Ooh, so before I leave, here's one of the things I'm going to tell you / ask. So here's the scoop. I wanted to do Facebook I wanted to do live through YouTube because then kids aren't clogging up the Facebook feed. But this is what I learned. I can't do YouTube live until I have 1,000 subscribers. How are you even supposed to get that if you're not there doing live videos? I don't know. So, if you would like to see this go on YouTube live, which could be easier for kids to watch, please go to our page and subscribe to our YouTube page. We have 2 of them actually. I don't know specifically why. I'm going to try to link them. But in the meantime, we have Josephine County Foundation, or I think it's JoCo or Joe County Foundation. And then we also have Josephine County Youth Foundation, and it will have this logo on it. So if you go and subscribe to those, then it will make it so much faster and easier to do this. Also, this is free just to, do something with your kids while we're stuck in quarantine and such. But we had to shut down all of our fundraisers due to this thing. So if you guys want to donate, we do have a donate button on our page. Feel free to do that if you want. If not, it's not required. We're just here to have fun. At least until all of this is over. So, I think we've been pretty close to the hour, so I will let you guys go. Put in the comments what you want to build tomorrow, and we will build it tomorrow. 10 a.m. right here. Thank you guys for tuning in, for watching, even if you were only here for a couple minutes. I appreciate it. Bye. See you tomorrow.